Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. Now as I go through this video, I'm going to try to answer some of the most commonly asked questions around XRP. I hope I get this right, so let's go. NatWest Bank now demanding that customers explain why they're withdrawing their own cash. If your bank is asking you why you're taking your own money out, there's a problem at that bank. We may also ask for supporting documentation such as an invoice that's signed for other reads. This helps us validate the withdrawal as genuine and protect you against fraud and scams. You ever take notice when the bank wants private personal information on you, they always try to make it seem like it's for your own good, like they're trying to protect you. But I think what's really going on is they don't want you pulling your money out of the bank right now because less money is going into the banks week over week because people are starting to realize that the banks aren't as safe as they thought they were. House Republicans to investigate Bank of America in relation to bank's actions after January 6th. Now, this should absolutely be alarming. This testimony is alarming. According to veteran FBI employees, Bank of America provided, without any legal process, private financial information of Americans to the most powerful law enforcement entity in the country. You know, people always say, I'm so worried about CBDCs when they come. They're going to know all of the transactions we make. They're going to know where we spend our money. Then they could freeze up your money at the same time. But did you ever look at how safe the current banking system is around your private information, around what transactions you make? Because this points out a fact that at any moment, any FBI agent could walk into a local branch, flash a badge, and get any information they want on you. Because if they did it in this situation, what keeps them from doing it in other situations? I just thought that was worth a share. U.S. banks are now cutting 3,000 roles globally. When the banks are laying off, you know the banking system is in trouble. And I've been saying it for a while now. You could either listen to Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen and fall for the whole banking system is safe, narrative that they're pushing all over mainstream media news, or you could check it out for yourself. I feel that the banks are all on a razor's edge. At any moment, any bank could collapse out. I think a lot goes on at the banks that we don't even know about. I think there's a lot of things going on in the background. But that brings me to this question here. Who should be holding XRP? Now, we know we should be holding it. We know what we hold as XRP holders. But I think anybody outside of crypto right now that lost faith in the bank, looking for a better place to put their money, XRP is a great place to invest your money. It has a very high upside potential to it. We'll talk more about that as we go in this video. But there's other reasons to invest in XRP as well, so let's continue. Let's talk about taxes. The American Revolution was based on the concept of no taxation without representation. Now we have either a single-party supermajority, California and New York, for example, or our federal two-party uniparty. We're back where we started, taxed to death with no voice in our own government. So if you earn it, income tax. If you live somewhere, property tax. If you spend it, sales tax. If you save it, inflation tax. If you invest it, capital gains tax. That's what you would pay if you were to cash out crypto. If you start a business, licenses. If you own a good business, profit tax. If you give it away, gift tax. If you die, inheritance tax. They get you coming and going. You know, you need to offset those taxes in the future because I think a bigger tax is coming. I always looked at carbon credits as a tax of the future. I think once they realize how they could track your carbon footprint, then they could tax you on your carbon footprint. And we need to get rid of taxes. We need to get rid of the IRS. It would be better if we just paid one consumption tax in the United States and not pay any other taxes. Because I feel that every time you turn around, they're raising these taxes at the same time. These geniuses have the nerve to go on TV and claim that inflation was unexpected. They printed $3 trillion in the first 2 months of COVID, then $120 billion a month for 2 years following. And again, that's another reason you should be holding crypto to offset inflation. Because I think inflation is going to go much higher. And even the numbers that they're giving us now are not real numbers. Go to the grocery store. Food is not coming down. Go get gas. Gas is not coming down either. And that's why you want to be holding crypto. XRP trading volume is up 28% ahead of major inflation report. That was back in January. So anytime people are expecting inflation to rise, they seem to want to jump into crypto all of a sudden. Wait until the US dollar loses value because we have the BRICS countries coming for the US dollar at the same time. Once the dollar starts falling, crypto in the stock market will rise. Now, what makes XRP such a great investment? Well, first, we know it's many currencies and one bridge. It's going to bridge all the currencies of the world in the future. But I also see it like a trust layer in between two CBDCs. But it goes beyond that. You also got to take a good look at on-demand liquidity. Right now they have 40 payout markets, lower fees by 90%, and the uptime is 365 days a year. And more on-demand liquidity corridors are opening up all the time. And even countries and banks and partners of Ripple that are only utilizing RippleNet right now will utilize XRP later. But then it goes beyond that even. Because now we see Brad Garlinghouse talking about investing $1 billion into other projects outside of just payments. They're becoming a well-rounded company at Ripple, and XRP is becoming a well-rounded cryptocurrency at the same time. Take a good look at the XRP ledger. That's what makes XRP such a great investment. Then there's 7 cryptos with 1,000% upside potential, and XRP is one of them. So what can you expect in the short term around XRP? I think if we were going to go back to what the narrative is, in the short term, XRP could go between $10 and $13. I still think it's going to go a little bit more, but let's be conservative. So that's what you could expect in the short term once this case ends against the SEC or with the SEC. But again, that's why you want to put money in now. Right now, XRP is sitting under 50 cents. So even if at the conservative price, it has great upside potential. XRP moon date. When do you think it is? Everybody asked that question. And recently, Brad said that the SEC case is going to wrap up within weeks instead of months. So if you're new to crypto, you might not have to hold XRP for as long as most of us have been holding it. Most of us in the XRP community have been holding for around 5 years at least. Some have been holding much longer. Some have only been holding for a few months. But if you're new to crypto and you want to get that investment, now's the time to do it because I think everything's starting to wrap up now. That judge could come out and make a decision at any moment. That would definitely send XRP skyrocketing. So I feel like if you don't get in now, you will regret it later. And if you get in now, your wait time could be much shorter. How much XRP is enough? Now, this is always a big one because it's hard to answer. Because it depends on the person. It doesn't, some people say you have to be holding 150,000 XRP. Other people will tell you 100 XRP is enough. What I'm going to tell you is whatever you could afford to lose, put that amount into XRP. If you're breaking away from the bank and you want to store your money somewhere, store it in XRP. But you have to be able to stay patient. You can't overinvest. You cannot go and put your whole paycheck in XRP week over week because you still got to buy food. You got to buy gas, basic necessities. So you got to put in whatever you could afford to lose and be able to sit patiently. That's the key. And it also comes down to how long you can continue holding XRP into the future. The hardest thing people always said is going to happen, I'm sure is going to happen with XRP. They said the day that you look at your XRP holdings and it hits $1 million, it's going to make most people want to cash out. But what is $1 million really today? Everybody always had that goal. And that was 5 years ago. People were saying, I just want to become a millionaire off my XRP holdings. But $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to. And I think as we move into the future, it's going to be even less and less. You're going to have maybe $10 million or $20 million. Let's face it, the $20 bill is now the new $1 bill. That's where we are today. But again, it comes down to how long you can hold it. Now, this puts it all into perspective. So, 5 years ago, my family was financially stable with sufficient savings in case of an emergency. Not wealthy, but not worried. Today, we are living paycheck to paycheck with our savings drained. There has been no change in our spending habits, and we are not frivolous with money. It's because by design, they are crushing the middle class in this country. They're wiping everyone out. And 5 years ago, most people were in a very comfortable spot in this country. Then COVID hit and everything seemed to change. All of a sudden, everything got raised in price, whether it was because boats were sitting out on the ocean or whatever the case may be. Everything got blamed on COVID. But at the same time, they printed a hell of a lot of money and inflation took off. You need to offset that. That's why it's so important to invest in crypto. Even if you don't like XRP, get into crypto. And I know it's hard to sell a family member or a friend or a coworker on crypto because most people don't see what you see. But I do really feel time is running out. And anybody that doesn't get in now is definitely going to regret it later. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.